Hey everybody, it's me. Surprise! I know you're surprised to see me in class. Today, what you're going to make something. Doesn't that sound fun? I know you're probably like, I don't really feel like being on the computer. I get it. I hope you're enjoying class so far. I'm sure you are. But today you're going to make something. Instead of making a diorama, you're going to make a triorama. I know you're like, no, but you are. It's going to have triangles. It's going to look like kind of inverted pyramid, and you're going to have three of these little guys stuck together. So I'm going to show you how to make the pieces and how to stick them together step by step because I have written instructions, but sometimes it's easier to see it. Okay, so you should see maybe a finished one or at least part of a finished one somewhere. And if not, then you're going to watch this video and know how to do it. And if you watch it once, you're like, I missed it. It's a video. You can always go back with your supplies and kind of watch to make sure you know what you're doing. So you're going to need 3, at least, sheets of construction paper. I also have, I'm pointing like I'm really here. And it's probably not in the right direction. It's the right direction for me, but on the shelf with all of the supplies, I have construction paper and I have manila paper that you can use. I think you can tell in my room I like lots of colorful things. So I picked 3 colors of construction paper. And this triorama you're going to make is going to be of the rock cycle. So each piece is going to represent either igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic rock. And what you're going to put on there is going to be igneous rock. And then you can say how that's formed. And then remember the rock cycle, it's like it could be very complicated. You can point to like where it's going, and you can point towards the metamorphic rock if you start with igneous, and you can add heat and pressure. And then you have your metamorphic rock. And try to draw like a little picture of what it looks like. Like for igneous, maybe you draw a volcano and have like volcanic rock coming out of it, like basalt. Or like, I'm sorry I'm not here, my pyroclast. I have volcanic pyroclast from Iceland. So pyroclast is just lava, magma inside the earth, lava outside. Lava that's been, when it shoots out of the volcano, it kind of literally shoots through the air. And that's why there's all these holes and stuff in it. It's got like air that's gone through it. It's actually like pretty light. You see it on my desk. It's not a brownie. It's a rock. And it came from a volcano in Iceland. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. When I'm back, you can ask me how I got it. So that's what's going to be on this model, like content-wise. You'll have the name of the rock type that you're thinking of, kind of a description of what it is, kind of some arrows pointing like to like let you know like, okay, well, this can go to metamorphic if you add heat and pressure. If it gets like broken down and squished, it's going to be sedimentary, and how those things can kind of go back. And you can even have a little circle going back. This igneous rock could remelt. It could get pushed back under the Earth's crust, go back to the mantle, become magma again, and then come back as igneous rock later. So that's the content that's going to be on this triorama. As for how to make it, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to try to tilt my camera so you can see what I'm doing. If you notice, all your paper is a rectangle. We need squares. So you're going to need 3 sheets of paper and some scissors to start off with. And then after these instructions are done, you'll want to get some like colors and things so you can write down your information and make it look beautiful. That way you'll remember it. And then when you go home and your parents are like, oh, what'd you do in school today? You can't say nothing. You can be like, I made a triorama. And they'll be like, what is that? And then you can show them. They'll be interested. I know you think that they won't, but they will. So I'm going to tilt my camera down so you'll be able to see me working and folding this paper, because that's what you're going to need to see how to do. So hopefully the word instructions will help you. I'm destroying my desk. I'm trying to make sure I don't destroy it too much. I want to make sure you guys can see. Baby hasn't come yet. I mean, that's definitely the baby. So I'm going to try. I can't see super well, but I'm going to try really hard to make sure you guys can see. So you need to take a rectangle piece and turn it into a square. It's actually super easy. I know you're like, it is? You take the corner, so take one corner, and you're going to fold it like you're folding it towards the other corner. It's going to look like this. Okay, so fold your paper so it looks something like this. Okay, you'll have this little hangy edge here. I'm still not great at looking at the camera and doing something like this at the same time. So sorry. All right, but you can see we've got this little sailboat here. So I just took this corner here and I folded it down. Okay, so this little triangle here, we've got like our little right triangle here. That's going to make a square. It's two right triangles, so you can make a square. So what we're going to do is cut this little rectangle piece off of here. See, remember in kindergarten when you're like, we're never going to use shapes ever again. It always comes back. Everything always comes back. So I'm going to cut this little extra edge off with my handy dandy scissors. When I was a little kid, I grew up in the far north of Buffalo, New York, and we got Canadian TV, and so I used to watch Mr. Dressup a lot. I love Mr. Dressup. We always do cool art stuff and everything. So if you look, ta-da! It's a square. Look at that. And you might be like, oh, I got a line through it. That's good, because we're going to make a line going horizontal as well. So we have our fold line here. I'm going to fold it in half again. So we're going to fold on the diagonal. So if you take a look, I'm folding it like this. Why are you doing that? I want those lines to be folded. We're going to, remember, it's going to be kind of like this weird pyramid type thing that we're going to put together. I'm going to show you how to do part of it. I don't know if I'll actually have it completely finished, because I did one experimental triangle square thing before I started recording this video to make sure I did it right. And I didn't do the other one. I've got this lovely green piece, my favorite color, left over. So if you can see, I've got this square now folded. I've got these lines here. So let me tilt this up again. Hi, it's me again. So we're going to cut. We're going to cut on this line. We're going to cut from this corner up to the middle. Why not the whole thing? Because I said so. No, that's how we're going to be able to fold this. So I'm going to turn my body and self so you guys can see. So I had my square or diamond. I cut just on one of these lines. I cut from the corner to the center. That's it. That's all. Now what I do is I take these little legs and I can fold them over. Magically, it's now a triangle, just like this one. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to glue it together. When I was in 6th grade, oh, maybe this glue won't work. Oh, we're going to roll with it. We're going to make it work. I'm going to go ahead and say, for the purposes of this video. What in the world? You never knew what the inside of like your glue thing looked like. That's what it looks like. Oh boy. Kids, this is why you don't lend out your glue to anyone, I guess. Let's see if we can get this to work, even without the cap on. If we can't get the cap to work, it's not going to be the end of the world. So, whatever, we'll try it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on one side. Okay, I'll show you. I'll hold it up there so you guys can see. Oh, you know that glue comes out real fast when you don't have the orange thing on the top. I hope you guys are laughing at least a little bit at my at failures, successes. Okay, you're gonna want to get glue on the edge, unlike me, but I have a glue mess. So then all I do is I fold the legs over. See how the one leg is going on top of the glue? It's gonna get squished in there. That's way too much glue, but I got a glue hand. But it'll live. Okay, ta-da! That's all set. It's an inverted pyramid. Like on the screen, I feel like you can do an optical illusion with stuff like this. So how do I make it into a Triorama? I definitely didn't wipe glue into my chair. Okay, and if it looked like I did, also an optical illusion. So again, I'll glue this orange one to kind of show you. And I'll be a little bit more gentle with my glue usage now that I know how fast it's going to come out. All right. So one more time. There's my glue. Boop. fold it over, press it down. I have this cool triangle. You can add glue on I guess both sides if you needed to, or you could use a glue stick. No, so now I've got pieces. You'll have 3. I know I only have 2. You will have 3 pieces because it's a triorama. It's made of 3 triangles. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Okay, but then the next part that you're going to do, you'll put glue on the sides and you will stick them together like this. And then your third one, I know this isn't a triangle, but your third one you'll stick just like to the back. Okay, so I know you could have 4. I mean, if you wanted to do 4, then I guess it would be a triorama, perfect triorama anymore. But you could add a 4th one if you wanted to, and just have rock cycle and like just have like a little diagram or what you want to write about the rock cycle. If you're one of those, or if you like colors, like now that I'm looking at this and I have like orange and yellow and green, I'm like, boy, I wish I had red. I'll show you how you glue these together. I will do it so you guys can see. We'll glue it. And you can, when you glue the back one on, you can just have 3, and it won't be evenly glued like that. In the sense that it won't be like a super even pyramid, but that's fine. You only need 3. So got glue, magic. It's always a little scary day when they do a glue day at my daughter's school at pre-K because whew, they'll come home full of glue. So now I have this triorama started. Okay. I would recommend to you, before you glue all 3 pieces together, like I did, write and draw and do all your stuff in there before you glue them together. Why? It's kind of hard to like write on this part. Okay, so I know I know that little caution came at the end of the video. I mean, you can still do everything on here. You can definitely do it. I'll put a little note in the instructions that maybe once you start cutting, before you glue, you might want to like write and draw and stuff, but you can still do it. Definitely before you get to this part that I got to, where I glued my 2 sides together. Now it would be difficult to write on some of these sides because you'll squish them. That's the other thing. Like you can kind of like squish it down a little bit if you need to. So yeah, it'll make this cool like pyramid thing. Like that's pretty neat. So that's how you do it. Hopefully these visual instructions have helped you, and that will make the written instructions a little bit more clear. Take your time, make it nice. Even if you're not an art person, you're like, man, I hate art. Okay, well, don't hate art. But even if you're not an art person, you can always put in effort. You can always make it look the best to your ability. Even if that's, well, rock's not going to be a stick figure. But you know what I'm saying. Like, even if your best of your ability is like a stick figure, you can still make it the best stick figure you can. So put in effort. Don't just do like, okay, whatever. Okay. Make sure the information's correct too. So if you need to use a book or the internet as a reference to make sure you're putting the correct information in, do that. And I feel like I didn't get to say this to you guys yet, so I'll make sure I say it. When you look stuff up online, don't just put the first thing you see. Don't just write anything, especially if you don't understand what you're writing. Why would you write it if you don't understand what you're writing? I've got to read it. Miss Bunting has to read it. So, like, why would you write that way? So that's my good advice for today. Like, please don't just write anything. Write something that you understand, and if you don't understand, ask. And if someone can't give you the answer, look it up. You have literally the entire possible information you could ever want right at your fingertips. So that's what you should do. Okay, put that information on there, but don't put something that makes no sense that you don't understand. So I hope that helps you know how to make this rock cycle diagram. I hope that the rock cycle is easy for you guys. I think it is, especially after doing the little interactive and like the rock around the rock cycle. So, yeah, I miss seeing you guys, and I'm looking forward I'm not. I can tell this baby's still not here yet. I'm gonna be very excited to be with the baby and stuff, but I'll be excited to be back and see you guys too. So, yeah, I'm awkward when I end things. So I hope it helped. And I will talk to you later. Bye.